कर्मवै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति। ओम मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानम् परिशिष्टान्ते वसद्ऋषिगणैः प्रावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः। आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपम् स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे। वटविटपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषण्णम् सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात्। त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवम् जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि। चित्रं वटतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरुर्युवा। गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानम् शिष्यास्तुच्छिन्नसंशयाः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषये भवरोगिणां। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चिद्घनाय महेशाय वटमूलनिवासिने सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अंगुष्ठतर्जनी योगमुद्रा व्याजेन देहिनाम् श्रुत्यर्थं ब्रह्मजीवैक्यम् दर्शयन्नोऽवताच्छिवः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतम्। नगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतम् पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यथा निद्रया। कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। Śrī Dakṣināmūrtये idam namaha. This namaskara of me may be for unto Dakshinamurti. Śrī Dakṣināmūrti, one who is with the Śrī. Śrī Yutaha Dakshinamurti, Śrī Dakṣināmūrti. One who has Śrī, the Śrī of various ways we can see. As we saw, all Bhaga is the Śrī, or Maya is the Śrī, and Jnanam, Swarupa Jnanam is the Śrī, we can say. As Guru is the Upadeshta, therefore here we can say Vidya, Atma Vidya, Yuktaha, Sada Yutaha. Alright. In all these shlokas, 8 shlokas in particular, the first 8 shlokas, the Tvampada and Tatpada and the Aikyam between Tvampada and Tatpada, that is Jiveshvara Aikyam, Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. This and this alone is said in all these shlokas. And the Ishvara is presented as Guru, the embodied also. So Jiveshvara Aikya is what is revealed, is the content of this stotra. And the last line of each shloka, of the first 9 shlokas, Tasmai Śrī Gurumurtaye Namaidam Śrī Dakṣināmūrtaye. So that is reflected in the Dhyana shloka, Ishvaraha Guruhu Atma Iti Murti Bheda Vibhagin Bhagavan. This is the Sara, this is the essence of all these shlokas. Guru is Ishvara, Ishvara alone is manifest as Guru, and the Jiva, the seeker, is none other than Ishvara Brahma. This is the essence of all these shlokas. Now the first shloka, Anvaya. Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam. Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Vishwam. Nija Antargatam. Nija Antargatam Vishwam. Then Atmani. Then we may add the words Atmani. Kalpitam api, add Kalpitam api. Kalpitam sad api. Atmani Kalpitam sadapi. Yatha Nidraya Mayaya bahihi udbhutam iva Mayaya bahihi udbhutam iva Pashyan Yaha and Yaha means Jivaha or Sadakaha. Yaha Jivaha or Sadakaha Mumukshu. Kama Prabodha Samaye Prabodha Samaye Advayam Svatmanam Eva Sakshat Kurute Kama Tasmai Śrī Gurumurtaye Śrī Dakṣināmūrtaye Tasmai Śrī Gurumurtaye Śrī Dakṣināmūrtaye Idam Namaha. Once again, Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nija Antargatam Vishwam Atmani Kalpitam Sad Api Yatha Nidraya Mayaya Bahihi Udbhutam Iva Pashyan Yaha Kama Prabodha Samaye Advayam Svatmanam Eva Sakshat Kurute Kama Tasmai Śrī Gurumurtaye Śrī Dakṣināmūrtaye Idam Namaha. The first two lines of the shloka explain the jivatva, samsaritva, and the relation, the sambandha between Atma, Brahma and Vishwa. All right. The relation between, the sambandha between Atma, Brahma and the Vishwa Jagat. That is said. We know now that Jagat is Kalpitam. The Prapancha is Kalpita. It is Anirvachaniya, we know. So, Prapancha is Mithya, Jagat Mithya. The truth value of Jagat is Mithya. And whereas the truth value of Atma, Brahma, Ishvara is Satyam, Paramarthikam. And between what is Kalpita and what is Akalpita, Satyam, there cannot be any real sambandha. Vastavika sambandha cannot be there. Like even there cannot be any sambandha, real sambandha between the Kalpita snake and the Adhisthana rope. There is no real sambandha. Sambandha can be there only between two or more entities which belong to the same order of reality. Samasattaka. Samasattaka. Between two entities having samasatta. Real, same order of reality. Alone there can be any sambandha. Whereas between two entities or more entities which do not enjoy the same reality, order of reality, there cannot be any sambandha at all. Like the snake and the rope. Snake is purely pratibhashika, whereas the rope is vyavaharika, different order of reality. There cannot be any sambandha at all. Also, like my dream and my waking, there is no sambandha. That is to say that the dream world, dream experience, dream object has no sambandha now when I am awake. The waker is vyavaharika and the dreamer can be said as pratibhashika. And like even the blueness and the sky and its blueness, there is no real sambandha. No, sky, the blueness is pratibhashika and the space is vyavaharika, we can say. There is no real sambandha. Between between the dreamer and the dream object, there is sambandha, because the dreamer and the dream object both belong to same order of reality. Whereas between the dream object and the waker, there is no sambandha. In spite of this fact, yet the jiva, the individual, perceives, thinks that there is a sambandha, and this sambandha can be in only one way, right? The jiva in ignorance thinks that there is a real sambandha, but when pointed out on analysis, the person understands that this is purely kalpita sambandha alone. Kalpita sambandha alone, an imagined relation, a projected relation alone, not real. Suppose we take some photographs, no? Like even there is the sun in the sky and this fellow holding the hand, okay? And the angle is such that this fellow, it looks as if this fellow is holding the sun at the tip of the finger, holding the sun. That is purely kalpita sambandha alone. This is called adhyasika sambandha. A sambandha in the form of adhyasa or born of adhyasa. That alone is the sambandha here. This, just because we say that there is adhyasika sambandha, it does not mean that there is a sambandha. The expression adhyasika sambandha, kalpita sambandha, means that there is no sambandha. That is the mean, there is no sambandha. Perceptibly, it looks as though it is related, yet really it is not. The anirvachaniya it is. Vastavika sambandha is there. Then between Atma and Jagat there is Adhyasika sambandha. Therefore Atma is sambandha. Atma is related. No. The word, the expression Adhyasika sambandha, Kalpita sambandha means there is no sambandha. That's what it means. Only thought of. It is thought that there is a sambandha, yet in reality there is no sambandha at all. Okay. This point, this aspect of the relation sambandha between the kalpita and the adhisthana is brought out here in this verse in the form of two drishtantas, two examples here. Through two examples, Shankaracharya brings about, highlights the Adhyasika Sambandha, that the Prapancha is Kalpita. This pointed out. Here Kalpita means both Pratibhashika and Vyavaharika. Kalpita does not mean only Pratibhashika, it includes Vyavaharika also. Pratibhashika and Vyavaharika together. This is a Kalpita. Not only the dreamer is Kalpita, but also the waker is Kalpita. Only the difference between these two Kalpita, dreamer and waker for Atma, okay? That is only that dreamer is Pratibhashika and waker is Vyavaharika. That is all. When we say dreamer, all the dream experience, right? Dreamer, dream experience, everything is covered. So too, when we say waker is Kalpita in Atma, the whole wakerhood, waking experience, the relation with the waking world objects, right? All are Kalpita. This is brought about in through two very beautiful, nice examples. We have to remember every Drishtanta, between the Drishtanta and the Darshtantika, the example and the exemplified, between the Drishtanta and Darshtantika, there are some similarities, that is all. There is no perfect match. That is to say that the Drishtanta and the Darshtantika do not match in all aspects, in entirety. Only in some aspects, some amshas only there is similarity. That is why it is a Drishtanta Darshtantika. Otherwise, if there is 100%, every aspect should match, then Drishtanta becomes Darshtantika. There is no Drishtanta, there is only Darshtantika, right? We have to remember that every example is in a limited sense only. Now, the example cited here is a reflection in the mirror. That is number one. And the second is dream. A mirror, okay? A clean mirror, a polished, bright mirror is there. And in the mirror, we see things, reflections. Here Acharya says here, like even imagine you hold a big mirror, okay? Say 10 foot by 10 foot, big mirror, and then you keep it in the middle of a street, and then the street is reflecting in that mirror. Everything that is within the scope of the mirror, it reflects. All presence and any movement are all reflected in that. And a person who is standing close to the mirror, and there is another person standing at some distance from the mirror, that also is reflected in the mirror, right? The reflection of the person close to the mirror is seen as close, and the reflection of the person who is standing at a distance is also seen at a distance in the reflection. In other words, there is depth. There is depth in the reflection. Right? But really speaking, there is no depth in the mirror. It's a surface, that's all. Mirror is just a surface, two-dimensional. There is no depth in the mirror at all. There is no depth, not an inch of depth. It's a surface, but it looks as if it has a depth. Not just simple depth of few feet, okay? Suppose in the night time I hold the mirror like this, And then the moon, there is moon, there are stars, the moon reflects, and the moon is seen at this distance, 3 lakh kilometers depth, okay, depth in the mirror, in the reflection. And the stars are billions and billions of miles away. That much depth is there in the mirror also. Seen in the mirror means the reflection also. Zero depth really, but infinite depth in the reflection. Amazing phenomenon, okay? Not an ordinary phenomenon. Amazing. There is an element of amazement here. No depth at all whatsoever in the mirror surface, but there is a seeming depth. As I see outside, so I see in the mirror also, right? With same detail, color, okay? There is no color in the mirror, but then in the reflection there is color, there is size, okay? And there is no 3 dimension, but there is 3-dimensional view is there in the mirror. An object reflected is seen as, thought of as a 3-dimensional object with depth, and there is seeming depth also. Maya, okay? Maya, look at this. This is Maya. No depth really, yet infinite depth. One mirror, single piece of mirror, okay? There is infinite seeming depth, color and all that, size and all that. So we know that this is merely a reflection, right? Reflection of this Nagari. Bhagavan says, Nagari Tulyam, similar to a city, a big city, Nagari, a part of a city, say a street, busy street, okay? We do see on the bazaar, no, on the marketplaces, there are shops which have mirrors, okay? The mirror reflects the whole scene, street scene, it reflects. This Vishwam, this Prapancha is like a Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam. Tulyam, similar to, like, Nagari, a city, which is Drishyamana, seen, perceived, in a Darpanam, in a mirror. Darpane Drishyamana Nagari. Darpana Drishyamana Nagari. Taya Tulyam, similar to that, Nagarya Tulyam is the Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam. Looks very real. You know, suppose there is a mirror, and suppose a monkey happens to come and sit in front of the mirror. It's a nice sight to watch. Okay? The monkey thinks that there is another monkey sitting in front of me. Okay? Not only it's really fun, we can watch it. So the monkey thinks that there is another monkey sitting in front, and then it does all these movements, all this scratching, and then it shows its teeth, okay, with the upper lip, all it opens its teeth, and then that monkey also does it. And then it touches the monkey. That monkey also tries to touch this monkey. And then this very intelligent animal, then it tries to hold it, and then tries look at back. It tries looking at back, whether there is a monkey sitting behind them. The monkey is very intelligent, okay, but still does not comprehend that it is only my reflection. Perhaps it may take some time for the monkey to realize. And birds, if you look at birds, no, birds do think that it's another bird, and then they try to relate with that, try to touch it, try to do that. They go on doing it. So take it as real. But then it is, where is it? Where is that city? Where is that reflected city? No? It is seen in the mirror. What is there is only mirror, that's all, right? What is there is only the mirror, but we see an objects a town, a city, things, movement, all we see. That color, all that we see. So, Nija Antargatam, obtaining in it, that's all. It's in the mirror, that's all. Nija Antargatam, it's in the mirror. There is no city. There is no city. There is no object. And this is the Vishwam, not Vishwam. The word Vishwam means Vividha. One way of seeing the word Vishwam. Vividha Pratyaya Gamyam. Vividha Pratyaya Gamyam Vishwam. Vividha means diversely, variedly, plural, in plurality, diversely seen. Right? We don't see the world as one homogeneous entity. We see as having living beings, non-living beings, big and small, near and far, now and later, here and there, right? Liked and disliked, useful, useless, right, wrong, good, bad, variously seen. Mine and not mine, I and not I, variously seen. And then this plane and another plane, this loka and another loka, drishta, adrishta, etc. Vividha pratyaya. Pratyaya means cognition, diverse cognition. What is understood through in the form of or seen as variously, diversely. Various cognitions, diverse cognitions. That is Vishwam. Vividha Pratyagamyam Idam Vishwam is like Darpana Drishyamana Nagari. But really it is Nija Antargatam. Darpana Antargatam here. And alright, this is the example. Okay. Now, where does this is the example, alright. What is the exemplified? It's all seen in Atma, Atmani, Atmani Kalpitam, Atmani Kalpitam, Brahmani Kalpitam. All these are all projected on Brahma, on Atma. And who does this projection, if we were to ask, who does this projection? Okay? Then we say, Mayaya Ishvaraha, that is Jiva, Ishvara Srishti. Mayaya Ishvaraha, Ishvara projects through Maya. What about the Jiva Srishti? Avidyaya cha Jivaha. That is a Jiva Srishti also. Avidyaya cha Jivaha projects this. Onto what? Onto oneself. Nija Antargatam. This is onto oneself. Ishvara projects the prapancha in himself, as himself. And the Jiva projects onto the Jiva Srishta, Ishvara Srishta, Jagat, Samsara, and then onto himself as Samsari, Dukhi, wanting, unacceptable, limited. So, Atmani Kalpitam Sat Api, even though it is Atmani Kalpitam, but it is seen as though it is outside. Bahihi Iva, as though it is seen outside. Why is it that if when you say that the prapancha is kalpita in Atma, why do I see as other than myself? That is the bahihi, as other than myself. If all is all Ishvarena kalpitam, Jivena kalpitam cha, Atmani kalpitam, then why do I see that I see outside? A thought, I know that it happens inside, but I see a world outside, right? I see an external world, objects existing in place, in space and time, right? So why is it that I see outside? Okay? Seeing is one thing, but then the question is not do you see, but then the question is it real? That is the question here. That I see is not a problem really, but my conclusion that is Paramarthika is the issue. I have daydream, I have fantasy, I have fancy, I have imagination. No problem for me. Seemingly no problem. Okay. Seemingly. I know that it was only a dream. Just my fantasy. Okay. Suppose I fantasize that I fly, okay, like a bird. I know that I am standing on earth. I can't fly. I can fly only in a aircraft. Not can't fly myself. But I know. Or with some device like a glider, etc. But then not like a bird. So I know that even though I imagine, but then I know it is not so. But then here, my life, my relation, the world I see it as Paramarthika. And more importantly, I see myself as the experiencer. I am Paramarthika. I take. Because of habit. Because of my habit, I am habituated to seeing the world, seeing myself as the seer of the world. From Janma onwards, the moment I am born, from that onwards, I keep seeing that way. Then even my mother's womb, I see in my own way, I feel in my own way that I am this, I am the seer, I am the experiencer, this is the experience. There may not be word, there may not be expression then, but then there is this feeling, the experience is very much there. Out of my habit and out of my ignorance and my conclusions. My ignorance and my experience put together, there is a unholy mix, and then there is the unholy conclusion that this is real. Confusion, delusion. Perception, experience is one thing, reality is totally different. There is no connection whatsoever between perception, experience and usefulness and reality. There is no connection whatsoever. I repeat, between perception, experience, usefulness, between these are on one side, and reality on the other hand, where there is no relation whatsoever. What is useful may not be real. Usefulness does not mean reality. Example is dream. Dream object is very useful in dream, but not when I wake up. Useful in a relative, in a framework, in the framework of dream, a dream object is useful. No, the waking object is real. In dream there is no waking object. Okay? The waking object is not useful in dream. Therefore, the usefulness of the waking object also is within a framework, in a relative sense only, conditionally only, not otherwise. In Mandukya Karika, we see this. People hold that the waking experience, the waking world, the waker is real. Mandukya Karika Kara says, Godapadacharya says, like dream. Dream is also equally real. Okay? But then we dismiss dream as not real, but we hold on to waking as real. There is no reason. Right? There is no reason why we should conclude that waking is real and whereas dream is not. Okay? Everything matches. Yatha swapne tata jagare also. Yatha iha tata amuntra. Like it is here, similar will be the picture, situation elsewhere also. The other day during night satsang we had, no? Itaha na kinchit, parataha na kinchit. Okay? Yato yato yami, tato na kinchit. Swami Visharadhanji satsang he pointed out. There is nothing for me to gain for Purnatva, right? To make me complete, there is nothing here. Nothing can make me complete. Parataha, now all here, okay, but then maybe in the heaven, there also it's going to be Yathaiha Tatha Amutra. Shruti itself says, okay, as it is here, so too is elsewhere also. And then he said, Durataha Parvataha Ramaniyaha. You look at a Parvata, a hill from a distance, it looks very fantastic, scenic, attractive, right? Charming. Go near, the charm is gone. Charm is gone. And then, very curiously, you look from that Parvata, now it is not charming. You look at where from you came, that looks charming. Okay? The place you left for this Parvata, this mountain, that place looks charming from a distance. Oh, it's really charming. Okay. I did not see so. Then go back to the place. Then the Parvata again looks charming from a distance. Distance lends charm, as the proverb goes. Anything that we don't have, no? Something we don't have seems to attract. We have it, then we know what it is for. We know the limitation. We know the limitations of that very intimately, right? Paroksha Jnanam only earlier, now Aparoksha Jnanam is there. What are the limitations? Right? I come to know. That I do not know, that limitation I do not see when it is Paroksha Jnanam, when it is remote. Looked at a distance, when I have not gotten, when I have not experienced. Sarvam Ramaniyam. Looks Ramaniyam. Okay. But then, when I have it, then I see the limitations. Then intimately I see the limitations. Then the charm is gone. Okay. A child wants to have every toy in the store, toy store. Every toy seems to be attractive. But then give the child a few toys, very soon it gets used to it, and then the toy becomes obsolete. Very quickly it becomes obsolete, not charming anymore. 5 minutes, that's all. Toy, the charm of the toy is gone, finished. We also have our own toys. We are adults physically, but mentally we are also like children. We also have our own toys, our own marbles, our own balloons, okay, our own chocolates, and we have our own. Okay, so this prapancha, right, looks real, all right, because of the usefulness, etc. And I experience it intimately. I see it. Today I see, yesterday I saw, tomorrow also I see. There is a continuity. People, these are all arguments. The world, the outside world is real. Why? What is your reason? Because there is continuity. And the outside world is real because I experience it. Intimate, very intimate. When I touch a flower, when I smell the fragrance of it, very intimate experience. Aparoksha anubhuti. This is aparoksha anubhuti, okay? Smelling the flower. This aparoksha anubhuti. I, the smeller, okay? And the smell, the fragrance of the flower have become one. When it is away, I don't smell the fragrance. Now when I bring it close to my nose, the smell and I become one. The subject-object division merges. This is aparoksha anubhuti. Okay? Here there is an aparoksha anubhuti. Intimate, no gap. the subject-object difference is totally gone. That's totally gone. So, where were we? Experience, the intimacy of experience, people conclude that it is real. See, we do not challenge, nobody can challenge the intimacy of experience. My headache, I intimately experience, right? Nobody can challenge, no, this headache is mithya, headache is false, you don't have a headache. I have, right? So, the intimacy of experience is one thing, and the continuity is another one thing. Then, there is the usefulness argument. These three are the arguments. I don't know of a fourth one. Continuity, intimacy, then usefulness. We conclude, I repeat, continuity, intimacy and usefulness. These three are the reasons we attribute to the reality of this world, to our wakerhood, our being a experiencer, a karta bhokta and samsari. The reason we give for the reality is only these three, as I know: continuity, intimacy and usefulness. All the three Gaudapadacharya demolishes in one word: yatha swapnam. Like in dream, finishes, that's all. In dream also we have continuity. Dream continuity is there, okay? And there is intimacy also. And there is usefulness also, in dream also. Right? All the three are there. Yet, in spite of all the three being there, we do not conclude that the dream is real. Okay? When we wake up, we do not say that yes, it was a dream only. On the other hand, with reference to waking world, we commit the mistake. Right? Continuity is there, intimacy is there, usefulness is there. Therefore, waking world, this division is real. The Veda is real, we conclude. Mandukyakara, Karikakara, Gaudapadacharya, it's like a dream only, nothing more. Of course, the order of reality is for the dream it is pratibhasika, for the waking it is vyavaharika. That is accepted, but it is not paramarthika. Okay. So, darpana drishyamana, like swapna, is Atmani kalpitam. Sarvam Atmani kalpitam. Mayaya avidyaya cha kalpitam. Some people say only avidya kalpitam. That is from a standpoint. But we say Mayaya kalpitam, avidyaya cha kalpitam. Okay. The example, very beautiful example. Through that Acharya reveals the reality, Atma being real. Okay. We will continue. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamahaya Purnameva Sishyate. Om